Hi everyone, my name is Mike, or M Tashed, and today we're going to be looking at the two heavies you can get from the Trials of Osiris. With the rocket launcher on the right, Tomorrow's Answer, you're going to get a fantastic top-tier rocket launcher, but the weapon on the left, Infinite Theorem, is a kind of mid-range average machine gun. I'm going to be going over the perks and the base stats and why I say this. Starting with Infinite Theorem, we have a machine gun that does 67 damage to the head when up close. Unfortunately, once you add a bit of range, you reduce the damage to 65 or 66. What that means is once you've done the math, this is a 4-shot kill as opposed to a 3-shot kill like many of the top tier other heavy machine guns like Yolder's Hammer or the BTRD. Not only are the stats of the Infinite Theorem pretty lackluster, it also has a very bad roll, which I'll show you here. Spray and Play is one of the weakest PvP perks, considering you, for the most part, never want to get to 0 mega in your magazine. And Perfect Balance, although it gives a bit of stability, doesn't fix any of the impact issues. Third Eye is another weak perk on machine guns, and although it can give you some insight onto where players are on the map, when you are using a heavy, you want to be killing, not being a support player. When comparing BTRD to the Infinite Theorem, it's easy to see how good a machine gun can be. This thing can almost max out in stability while having higher impact and range. Yolder's Hammer once again outclasses Infinite Theorem with higher impact and almost triple the amount of range. Even with a poor roll, this is a far better PvP weapon. Like all legendary machine guns, it performs pretty averagely in PvE, being outclassed by things like Thunderlord and Gallowhorn. Now, let's move on to the rocket launcher and see if it can salvage the Trials of Osiris name. Oh baby, this is a nice looking rocket launcher. This is Tomorrow's Answer, the weapon you can get from Brother Vance if you get 8 wins, or going 9-0 in Trials of Osiris from the Mercury chest. It has fantastic base stats with grenades and horseshoes as the big perk on there, proximity detonation being extremely strong in PvP. It also comes with Javelin and heavy payload, with Javelin definitely being the stronger perk, especially for PvP. It comes with Tripod, allowing you to have 3 shots and not needing to reload quite as often, and it's overall a very strong launcher. But is it the best? From being one of the sexiest looking rockets I've seen in PvP, PvE, and anywhere, this thing is very strong in PvP. The proximity allows for some pretty free kills where you can essentially shoot at a body and it will proc and you will get a kill. You can kill people from areas that you don't have to challenge and risk dying, so it's very strong. The blast radius is great, and the velocity is high enough that it's difficult to blink out of and avoid. Overall, PvP-wise, it's one of the top-tier rockets, especially because it has such good base rolls and you don't have to waste a whole bunch of motes of light on it. Like all other legendary rockets in the game, it isn't amazing in PvE, simply because it doesn't bring a lot to the table compared to things like Gallowhorn. It can definitely take out some majors and some other smaller enemies, especially if they're clumped up like any other legendary, but realistically, if you're going to go with a legendary, you might as well go with Hunger of Crota. It simply outclasses all the other legendary rockets for PvE, other than the element of course, but still, it's a darn good rocket compared to Tomorrow's Answer or any of the others. So, overall, this is definitely a strong rocket launcher, but it's unfortunately not the best. It doesn't shine in PvE, and in PvP, there are actually quite a few other rocket launchers that outclass it. I mean, sure, it's like a little baby truth, and it looks fantastic, but when you compare it to other legendaries, it's a bit of a letdown. When compared to the Ash Factory, both blast radius and velocity are a little bit lower, and this thing even has a poor roll. Ash Factory is potentially the best legendary rocket in the game, and you just gotta get lucky to get one. Radagast again has higher stats, and even though this only has 1 in the magazine, getting Tripod rolled on this can completely fix that and make it just like Ash Factory, and better than Tomorrow's Answer. I mean, come on, this random guy has a better rocket launcher than me too. I know, I shouldn't be so salty. Tomorrow's Answer is definitely a good weapon. It outclassed my other Steel Oracle and overall is pretty darn good, so if you get one, you should definitely be happy, especially if you get it over Infinite Theorem. If you're curious what a sum of all tiers with this weapon looks like, click the screen now because it's annotated to a video on my personal channel where I go 22-2 or something like that with it, and it's pretty darn good. Thanks for watching everyone, and have a great day. Bye-bye!